Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teacher Tuesday and I'm finally getting this video done. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and I finally, hold on y'all, let me fix my wig. Okay, there we go. So excuse my lipstick, it might look a little crusty, but I had it on all day. And this is a ColourPop lipstick, so you know they dry up and flake. But anyways, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and finally getting it done. So basically I'm going to be telling you guys what steps and what tips you can use to become a teacher, or basically how to become a teacher. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I feel like a lot of people think that teaching is an easy job, and they say, oh, I'm going to be a teacher, it's easy, they get great benefits, they get this, they get that, so I'm just going to be a teacher. And teaching is far from easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing and tell you that it's perfect and sunshine and rainbows all day, because it's truly absolutely not that. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, and I'm going to give you the tips that I feel like will help you to become a teacher. It's a lot of mistakes that I made on this journey to becoming a teacher, and I learned a lot from my mistakes, and I feel like if I can share my tips and my tricks with other people so that they don't have to make the same mistakes that I did, I'll definitely do that. So I typed everything on my computer. So let's just jump right into this video. Let me see if I can. Okay, so clearly you want to be a teacher because you clicked on this video and you're watching it, so you obviously want to be a teacher. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of being a teacher. The pros would definitely be the benefits. You get great dental health, you know, all of that stuff. And with everything that's going on now, you know, the benefits are definitely a great thing. You get paid vacations, you're off during the summer, you're off during holidays because school is closed, so you still get paid, but you're not working. You definitely make a lot of special bonds with your students. You have some that come to you and like they're attached to your hip, like they just become like your little person. I definitely had a lot of those, of students who I love so much. I love all of my students, but you know, there's just those special ones that just, you know. Another pro I would say is like, you know, getting, ooh, there's a bug in my face, I'm sorry y'all. Another pro I would say is just the overall, like, I don't know how to explain it, like knowing that you're touching someone's life in some way. You're not going to touch every child's life. Every child is not going to like you, but you are going to definitely touch at least one or two. And there's also a big chance that you might make a lifetime friend at, you know, one of the schools you teach at. I feel like I made a couple of lifetime friends who I can see myself being friends with in the future, of course, and inviting them to my wedding and things like that. So those are some of the pros of being a teacher. Some of the cons can be, it's very stressful. Sometimes, like, the things that you did last year might not work this year. You always have to adjust and accommodate to different students and different situations. Like, your students last year might be able to follow a certain rule, but your students this year, they're not trying to hear that. There's also like the drama within the school. Sometimes you might not like everybody that you work with, but you know, you always have to be professional and keep it at a professional level. And that's a whole nother video, and I'll make a video about, you know, like the school environment, because I was recently in a situation where I felt disrespected, and I felt like I wasn't being taken serious, and I basically just felt disrespected. I was being disrespected by someone in my school. Let's move on to how to become a teacher. So I have like 4 things that I want to talk about. So obviously, like I said before, you clearly want to be a teacher because you clicked on this video to find out how to become a teacher. First thing you need to decide is what kind of age group you want to teach. There's early childhood, which is basically pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and third grade. There's middle level, no, then there's elementary. which is like fourth and fifth grade. I don't know. I don't think it goes to, I think it's like fourth, fifth, third, and second. I think it's second, third, fourth, and fifth for elementary. And then you have middle, which is middle school, and your high school levels. When you are teaching high school, you're most likely going to teach a subject. So you're going to teach ELA, math, science, or social studies, or whatever you teach at the high school. So you're only going to teach one subject, but you're going to have more than one class. When you're teaching middle school, you're probably going to teach, possibly, you might teach two subjects. You might teach ELA and social studies, or math and science. The middle school that I went to, we had a different teacher for each subject except for social studies, I believe. So yeah, it just depends. So middle school, you would probably teach like two subjects, one subject, I don't know. And then elementary school, of course, you know you're going to teach all the subjects except for special areas. So you're going to teach math, English, science, and social studies. That's the same thing for early childhood. The one thing that I wish I would have known before deciding to become an early childhood teacher, the reason I picked early childhood was because I felt like I can handle the younger students better than I could middle school students, because I feel like middle school kids will look at me and think that I'm one of their classmates or one of their friends, and it would be difficult for me to discipline them, because I feel like they would think that I'm one of their equals. So that's one of the reasons why I chose elementary school levels. The only thing that I do not like about elementary school level is that I'm with my kids all day. The only break that I get would be for them to go to special, but lunchtime, like, they're all in my face during lunchtime, and that irks my nerves, because they're so like, they be like, oh, look at her eat her lunch, oh, something stink, is that your lunch? And I'm just like, oh my god, like, why y'all bugging me? Am I bugging you while you eating your lunch? No, don't bug me while I eat my lunch. But anyways, so yeah, that's one of the crazy things about teaching the lower levels. That's one of the things that I don't like, and that's something to think about when you're deciding what grade level you want to teach. Do you want to be with your kids all day? Do you want to be able to let them go for lunchtime? Do you want to be able to, you know, like, just think about that when you decide what grade level you want to teach and what area you want to specialize in. So the next thing you need to do is pick the right major, which is what I discussed already. Do you want to do elementary, early childhood, middle, or high? And then pick a school. The school that I went to South Carolina State University. And once you graduate from South Carolina State University, you are fully certified to teach. So while we are like going through the education program, we take our Praxis. You know, it's required of us to take our Praxis before we can take certain classes, so that by the time we graduate, all we have to do is basically go out and find a job. We're already certified through ADEPT, and we got our license and everything. So all you really have to do is go out and find a job. So I would say that you should look for a school that requires you to do that, because it's less work on you. You don't have to worry about graduating and then taking all these tests. You can knock it out the way and get it done. So that way when you graduate, you can focus on finding a job in a state or wherever that you want to go, in a place where you want to be. So that's definitely something that you should consider when picking the school that you want to go to. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Go and tour the education program. See what they have. Like our school, we have an elementary school that's on our campus, our college campus, and we can go there and we can like shadow and do things like that. So just make sure you do your research and pick the right school for you. Alright, sorry you guys, but my camera died. So I think I was talking about the Praxis. Okay, yeah, I think I was talking about the Praxis, but basically you have to take 3 tests before you can do your student teaching to become certified to be a teacher. And the 3 tests are the Praxis 1, Praxis 2, and then the PLT. The tests are called different things in different states. I know for a fact in Georgia it's called the GACE. I think it's GACE, the GACE. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I know it's GACE, the GACE. I believe is what they call it or whatever. But so yeah, it's called, instead of being called Praxis, it's called the GACE in Georgia. And every state accepts like a different Praxis score, so you know, the higher you score, the better. I guess that really wouldn't matter if you plan on teaching in the state that you where you're attending school. Like for instance, when I graduated from college, I intended to go to Georgia and teach in Georgia, and I just made sure that whatever score I had for my Praxis would be able to transfer over to Georgia. But Georgia takes a completely different test. They take the GACE, not the Praxis. So basically all I would have to do is just go to Georgia, fill out some papers, and then get my license transferred, if that makes sense. But yeah, so the Praxis 1 is math, reading, and writing, and it's basically everything you learn in high school. So I would definitely suggest you take it like your senior year of high school, maybe your junior year. Just get it out the way and get it done, because once you come to college, you're not going to be thinking about taking the test, you know, unless it's required of you to take it, and a lot of the stuff you might forget. So just go ahead and do it and get it out the way. Praxis 2 is like your specialty area. For instance, my specialty area is early childhood education. So on my Praxis 2, it asks me questions about theories and different scenarios and how I would handle the situation. If I was in that situation, how I would handle it. And it's different for every specialty area. So if you decided you wanted to be a high school social studies teacher, then your Praxis 2 would be based off of high school social studies, if that makes sense. I know I'm kind of like all over the place, but I'm hoping that I make sense. And then Praxis 3, or the PLT, it's called the PLT. It's basically to get your license. It's like laws. It asks you about IEPs, 501 plans, things like that. 501 plans. Anyways, it asks you about things like that, like disabilities and the license laws and all of those things. So get those out the way. They're expensive. The PLT is $120. The Praxis 2 is $120, and that's one test. And then the Praxis 1, which is math, reading, and writing, is $150. But let's say you take all 3 tests and then you fail the writing portion and you got to take it over. You got to pay $90 to take it each time you take it. And I think you have to wait at least a month before you can take it again, if I'm not mistaken. And they are computer based. At one point they were paper based, but now they're computer based. So you go and you sit in a computer, sit in front of a computer, and you take the test. So yeah, the only advice I can give you on how to pass the test, what I did I keep saying but what I did was study Quizlet. My teacher created like some flashcards that you can study. I studied Quizlet. I didn't get a book. I took a practice test online, but that was whack. I don't feel like it helped me. What I really think helped me the most was I prayed before I took that test. It was like, for the Praxis 1, I took it the first time and I passed everything except for, I think I failed math, or I might have failed reading. I think I failed math or writing. It was either math or writing I failed the first time. Then I took it again and I passed it. My Praxis 2, I failed the first time. I studied Quizlet. The second time I took it, I prayed before I took the test and I passed it the second time. And then the PLT, I passed it the first time because it's pretty easy. And I knew all the, you know, license laws and everything like that. But Praxis 2 can be a little hard because a lot of theorists like had the same kind of theory, so I was getting confused. So, you know, I had to do a little bit of studying, but eventually I got it. Yeah, so make sure you take your test. It's expensive, but it's definitely worth it, and you will make sure that when you graduate from college, you're fully certified and you're ready to do what you got to do to take your next steps in becoming a teacher. And it's different at every school, so definitely check with your advisor and the education department at your school to find out what are the steps that you have to take. Like I said, at South Carolina State University, where I went, you know, we had to take all those tests before we can do our student teaching. And once we finished our student teaching, we were completely certified to teach in the state of South Carolina. So the last thing I wanted to say is just don't give up, because it can be hard, especially with the test. It's definitely going to be hard, especially when you don't pass the first time. You might get frustrated. I know people who have taken the test 5 or 6 times before they have passed. It's just different from everybody, but definitely don't give up. Keep your head up. You can do it. You got this. You decided to become a teacher. This is the easy part, to be honest with you. Passing the test and graduating and doing your student teaching, that's the easy part. Wait till you get your own classroom. Then things are really going to turn up and you're going to be like, whoa, hold on, wait. I don't remember reading this in a textbook. Like, this wasn't on the Praxis too. Like, what is going on here? So definitely keep your head up. Stay focused. If you need help with anything, comment down below. Let me know what you need help with. If I can help you, I will definitely lend my helping hand. Quizlet is your best friend. I'm trying to tell you, different teachers create like tests and stuff that you can, it's not like a test, but it's like flashcards. So go on there and study as much as you can. I like Quizlet because it's an app that I can put on my phone, so when I'm out and about, I can just look at it and I could study you know, as often as I needed to. But please just don't give up. We need teachers out here. We need strong teachers out here. The teaching profession is definitely hard, but we do need people who are passionate and who really want to get the job done and teach these kids. So keep your head up, stay focused. You got this. Like I said, if I can help you in any way, just comment down below and let me know what I can do. So I hope this is enough information to help you become a teacher. I just want to thank you so much for watching this video. If there's anything else you need to know, all you have to do is comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can be updated whenever I decide to finally put a new video up. I've been slack, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I've been slack. I've been enjoying my vacation, but it's time to grind and put in the work and get these videos out for you guys. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.